guys, Felicia here. I am catching up in my Fauxbonichi journals today. I have a week's worth, 3 pages to do, but I'm not going to do them all in this video because I haven't figured the other 2 out. They're just sitting over there staring at me. Finish us! Finish us! Yeah. But I got to start somewhere. All the time I should have worked on it this weekend, I spent stitching instead. Cause yeah, I am a little obsessed right now. Anyways, Fauxbonichi journal still has to happen because it's like laundry, only more fun and with a better purpose. So I have the page figured out on what I want to do, and it's relatively simple. I was working on my Roxy's weekly challenge, and I had all the stuff out for the Simple Stories Vintage Heritage, I think, collection. So while I had that out, I just grabbed a whole bunch of stuff out of it, and we're gonna, okay, so every time I stand up, I hear something go tink, 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 tink across the floor. I can't figure out what it is. And Benny doesn't know either. And so, but it's really weird because it goes tink, tink, tink across the floor like I've dropped something. But I'm in my PJs. There's nothing to drop. Oh, I should address the elephant in the room. I have the inability to load my ink in my printer without at least one of the colors exploding on me. And yeah, there's that. Okay, let's get this glued down because Mama got things to do. Weapon of choice. Okay, so mostly this is not going to be real complicated. But I just wanted to check in with you guys and see how you're doing. Everybody surviving winter. I hear, like Texas got whomped on. Anyway, so I hope they're digging out and everybody is safe and doing all of that kind of stuff. I am an over-preparer no matter where I live, and so for me, I'm an emergency preparedness freak. I'm one of those people who, instead of assuming it won't happen, always assumes it will. And so, yeah, I'm the person that looked at the news and watched a family. This is forever ago. Can't even tell you what the story was about now, but every time I see these news articles pop across, so-and-so's house caught on fire, they got out with their lives, but basically they've got nothing. No money, no phone, no clothes, nothing but skin of their teeth and the clothes on their body. And there was something that struck a chord in me on that, and since then, I have always had, by our bedroom windows, you can call me whatever you want. It's okay. I don't care if you laugh. But I have always had an emergency bag packed for the 3 of us. And I'll let my secrets out that, it's got our stuff that I don't want to have to be without in an emergency. It's got clothing, it's got toothbrushes, it's got underwear. The basics, like, kind of like if you're going to take a trip, like an overnighter trip or something along that lines. And I have one in Joshua's room and one in our room. And because most likely it will happen at night when nobody is awake. So you're going to be like woke up out of a groggy sleep of whatever. And I always have it summer, spring, winter, or fall because emergencies don't just happen in the winter by the window. And it's just a bag. I went through my brain and I said, if if the house burns down tomorrow, what is something I can carry that I would miss the most? Does that make sense? You know, that one thing. And so that's why I take really good photos of all of my Fauxbonichi pages, every single one of them on my computer. You can read up close the words that's on the page. You can see the photos, everything. They're full size. I have a hard drive in that bag that's got Joshua's baby pictures, pictures of our marriage license, pictures of, you know, what those things that, oh my God, what happens if, because you're not going to put your
12:15.
Really? Shh. You're not going to put your working stuff in there because obviously you're not accessing that emergency bag very often. Um, but it, you know, so there's all of this stuff that when the shit hits the fan and you're standing outside of your house watching the firemen do whatever they do, that gosh, you wish you had. You know, and so anyways, I always wonder, you know, that's like we get tornadoes once in a blue moon. And I don't prepare for tornadoes per se, but in general, we have a plan if something like that would happen. But I always wonder why people don't plan for emergencies. Not saying all people, I'm just saying, you know, why are you the one standing in front of your house burning down in your PJs with an emergency blanket around you when you went out your bedroom window? You know. Now, of course, the golden rule is that, wow, that's crooked. That's pretty much the golden rule for my journal, is it's always crooked, right? The golden rule is save yourself, ignore the stuff, right? But this is literally to get through the window, you got to go, you just grab the bag and toss it and out the window you go, right? And so I don't know. Maybe I'm a freak. That's what it is. I'm a freak. But yeah, we have a generator. We've only had to use it a couple of times since we bought it years and years ago. But you only need it once to be glad you have it. But they're expensive, so you know not everybody's gonna have that. In Montana, though, you're a blithering idiot if you don't. So just saying. I mean, save up, because, whoo, it can be cold. Actually, we have it, so it's a smaller one. It only runs the pellet stove so we can heat part of the house, and there's enough to power the refrigerator. But I'd like to get a bigger one. That's in the plans. It's a bigger one. Because I'm a worrier. And I am a planner. And I am an over-prepared person. I literally have, if my house is on fire, my shit's going with me. That's all there is to it. I won't lose all my memories. I won't do it. Not when I could have just had a backup plan for my memories to have ready to go. You know, when Joshua was little, the process was a little different, and his bedroom's right next door to ours. So it's not like he's at the other end of the house. That's not how we fly. The golden rule is bust your window or open it if you can, but there's a hammer ready to go. And like I said, people can laugh. I don't care. But I won't be the one standing half naked out front of my house trying to figure out what my driver's license number was. But when he was little, there was a different plan, of course, because he was little. Now that he's older, it's a different plan. But basically, you know, I had to instill in him, do not try to save the cats, because your first inclination is to, you know, once it's past the kids, is to grab the cats. And like I have explained to everybody, if the windows are open, the cats will escape. If they don't, we couldn't have saved them. And but though in general they're sleeping with either us or him, so in general they're going out the door anyways. What is, oh, I forgot to put sticky there. I don't know how this got onto that topic. Probably because it's in the news and everything, emergency preparedness and all that kind of stuff. But that's how I do it. I would say it's a Montana thing, but it's not. Most Montanans are like, oh damn, there's a fire in the winter. How did that happen? You mean you can't plug 14 extension cords into one socket with 4 heaters hooked to it? Because every winter, people are like burning their house down from these portable heaters, and I use portable heaters, so it's you know, but you gotta use your brains. There's a reason the manufacturer puts stuff on that package that says, don't do these things. It causes fire. And then people are always like, well, it caught on fire because I had it plugged into 6 extension cords. But yeah, so like I said, I'm an over planner. I like, you know, what is it? Best laid plans kind of thing. I figure I did the best that I could with the brains that I had and the foresight that I could put into it. But no, it's people first, stuff second. But you literally have to trip over it. I guess now if you want to steal from my house, you can, but it won't do you any good. So, because we don't use our rooms in the house the same way normal people do. So good luck figuring out what bedroom's what and what room is what. And there's nothing to steal. I would feel sorry for a robber that broke into our house. He would break in, do all that work to break in. That is if he got through all the lights, the alarms, and the cameras. And I could just see his face. He opened the door thinking he'd hit it big, and it was like, what the hell is all this old crap? Or the joke is because we have all these grow stations all over the house, is that people will think it's marijuana, right? Cannabis, and break in and it's cabbage and kale. Sorry, future robber. But yeah, so I don't know. Are we the only ones? Do you guys pack an emergency bag, or do you just like, it's never going to happen to us? Someday, that's a good idea. I really should someday do that, and you're never going to do it, and stuff like that. And I don't know. But I spent a lot of my life worrying about everything. Like, I didn't sleep for years without medication because of the high anxiety stress level of worry that I put myself through. And things changed. Changing what we ate surprisingly changed my anxiety levels, and how my body felt, my brain felt. But I'm a preparer. You've seen me plan, you've seen me do all this stuff, and it's no different outside of the videos that you see. I have. Anyways, I was saying that people are all like, oh, I don't store any of my photos. I take a picture and I upload it to Instagram, and I'm of the thing of, you know, Instagram goes bankrupt and they decide to close, and there went all your memories. I always laugh when Allie Edwards, she's ginormous, and she does that. And I always think, you know, it only takes one whoops, and there goes all your stuff. And then I replenish my hard drives every couple of years, and because old hard drives eventually won't open, you know, and that kind of stuff. But no, when it goes out the window, then we go out right behind it. And I have copies of everything that I find to be the most important thing. And then there's also, you need pictures of what you have around your house. You know, the insurance people are always telling you take pictures of everything, and I don't have a lot to save for the insurance, but you know, I do take a few pictures, but um yeah. So anyways, that was a long story long, that I hope that Texas is thawing out and that they were, you know, as prepared as they could be. You can't rely on your infrastructure to support you in an emergency. You really need to support yourself. I know that's harder the older they get, and that kind of stuff, but I hope that they're pulling together and warming up. Hey, it was 20 below zero as a high last week, and it is 40 some odd degrees today. So, yeah, welcome to Montana. Anyways, these pages are basically done. And as you saw, I just layered a whole bunch of labels and that kind of stuff. And the pictures are from basically Monday and Tuesday. So that'd be the 15th and the 16th. I got my Anne's 52 tags handmade challenge done. It was Hexie's. I was showing the disaster that every surface, I had every surface covered in my craft room, and it's 35 feet by 15 feet, and that's a lot of, I mean, there was no spare space anywhere. By the time I was done making that tag, I was working on my stool that I usually sit on because I had run out of flat space. It was hilarious, but I really like how it turned out. I got a new stand for my embroidery, which I absolutely love. We extended the grow station for my okra. It's, I always say grow station, it sounds so fancy. It's a shelving unit from Sam's Club and a couple of shop lights. Everybody's like, oh, it must be nice, it's so expensive. The whole thing is, I mean, it depends on how excited you get over how much detail you put into it, but you can do them relatively cheap. And then there's LED lights and stuff you can get off of Amazon that are not real expensive either. But I do have to say, I think the plants like the fluorescence better than the LED lights that you can buy. Not the big grow lights. I'm talking the LED grow lights. Anyways. But my okra, we've been getting a ton of okra. It's so cool. My YouTube channel, thanks to all you wonderful, fabulous people, bumped over the 6,000 mark. So I got to get my crap together on that and get a giveaway together. I have it pretty much ready to go. I just had to finish a few things on that. I got my new sewing machine this day, on Tuesday, and Sophie was holding down the fort of the box to say, Mama, I want the box, open it. I don't want what's in it, I want the box. And then, of course, you have to, as soon as you whip it out of the box, you have to dive into playing with all the buttons that came with, because that's why you bought it. And so I was playing with a whole bunch of stitches and stuff, and that's a photo of me stitching on cloth. And then the whole reason I bought this sewing machine was to sew on paper. People are just dying. Because I have no intentions of getting into quilting in the sense of making bed-size quilts. I just don't have the space. I don't have storage at all. We have teeny tiny closets, a very old house, and all of the quilts that I already own say in a cedar cabinet that I never use. So there's no point. But I do have some. I want to make some table runners, and I want to make a wall hanging and mug rugs and stuff like that. So little projects like that I want to make. But mostly I bought it to sew on paper. And I got the Brother XR something. It's the Project Runway version, but not that limited edition one. It's the one without the logo on it. But I really like it, and it was a lot easier to use than I thought it was going to be. I was terrified of it when we opened it. I thought, oh my god, there's so many buttons, because my old sewing machine was literally turn it on and you got like 2 stitches. So yeah. But anyway, so I have a lot to learn on it, but I really like it. So far it seems very simple, and I don't have to use a foot pedal with it. That alone was worth buying it. But anyways, I hope you're emergency prepared. That was my speech on that. I am a preparer. Everything is prepared. I have a plan pretty much in place, for any odd duck thing that might come along. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think so. But I would be shocked to see a hurricane in Montana, though I am prepared. I have waders. Just kidding. That's not even funny. We're in landlocked Montana. The biggest pool of water is a man-made lake we've got down the road that's, couldn't wash out a fish farm. But I am a preparer, and I
It's 12:30.
Really rude. In general, I rely on ourselves, just the three of us. I don't rely on anybody else. And because I can't promise anybody else will take as good a care of the three of us as we will. And so that's basically my prepared speech. But I'm going to end that on, if you do not have a hard drive full of photos of your favorite things, your memories, your slow stitching, your journals, all of these things, imagine what it would be like if your house caught on fire and they were gone tomorrow. There's no reason not to have a hard drive with all of your memorabilia, all of your memories saved onto it. It's this big. It literally will fit in your purse. And if you lose everything, you never lose everything. I am going to go get my journaling done, get my date put on here, and I will be back with the next video, which I have no idea what that's going to be because like I said, spent the entire weekend stitching and didn't plan for nothing. Go me. And I still have a whole bunch of watering to do. We won't talk about the laundry. And I did get the pattern drawn for my embroidery journal cover though. So that was at least something. So I'm off to get that done. I will put photos here in just a second of what the page looked like with the journaling on. As always, you can view better photos on my Instagram account, or I also post to the Fauxbonichi journalers on Facebook. I don't post these pages to my personal Facebook page, mostly because it doesn't seem like anybody is interested in them on that media platform, which is, I don't know. I guess not. I don't know. I should post and ask if anybody wants to see them because they're not private. That's not this kind of journal. You should not be writing your private stuff in these journals. This is what's happening during the day, not your social security number. And I hate my husband. He's a dirtbag. I mean, you can write anything you want. By the way, my husband is not a dirtbag and I don't hate him, but I just threw that in there. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get caught. Is everything okay? It was a joke. Bad joke, I know, but still. Anyways, I'm going to go do that. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Stay warm, stay cool, do all of that stuff, stay safe, yada, yada, yada. See you in the next one.